Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we have built our client. Now we are going to build this server. So this is what it is going to look like. So let's start our new project. Click close all from the previous project and click file new to create a new project, Windows VCL. And right click on the project name and call it activation server. And select it as a release build and go and download icon. So go to icon archive and search for server and choose this icon ICO and download it. After you download it, just open the folder, cut it and put it in your new folder which we are going to create. Crack me C++ builder. So we are going to create another folder called 11, call it activation server and paste it here. Now we can go and work on our server. So right click on the project here and go to options, click on C++ linker and uncheck this and also uncheck runtime linking. Then click on icon, load icon, choose the correct folder, select the icon, click OK and then go to appearance and choose iceberg classical, same as the client, click save. Come back to the form and then change the icon for the form as well. So scroll down to icon, click on the three dots, click on load, select the server icon and also now change the caption for the form. So come up here and select caption and change the caption to activation server. Click OK, press enter. So now we're going to put a group box. So click on the group box and click in server. So the server is going to have very few items and the caption for the group box will read status. So it's going to have status and one label and one button, that's all, and also a server component. So let's change this app caption to status and then here we are going to put a label. So click on the label and put it in here and the caption just change it to not connected, not started, and then the name, let's change the name as well. Go down to name and change it to label status and we should put a button here as well. So click on the button, click in the form, and then for the caption for the button, let's rename the button to btn start and change the caption as well. Scroll up and the caption just change to start. Now let's put component, server component. So go to the palette and search for server, look for indie server and look for TCP server, this one, TCP server, and just click on it and then click in the form. This is also an invisible component, so you won't see it when it's running. So click on the TCP server and then come to the property and rename it as TCP server. And then we need to bind the server to the port So we go up to bindings, click on the three dots here, and then before you do that, let's change the port to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has to be the same as the one specified in the client, otherwise the client won't be able to connect. Now you can click on the bindings and click on the three dots, and then here new, and then it gives you IP address of 0000, which means it can bind to any of the IP address on this machine, and the port is 12345. The rest no change. So click OK. Notice that the client IP, the connection string for IP is 127.0.0.1, but for the binding is 0000. Okay, so let's click on binding for the server. Okay, let's click OK now, and that is done. Now we are going to create a handler for the start. So double click on the start, and when the button start is clicked, you want to start the server. So we have to change the label status caption to server started, and then we are going to start the server now. So reference the TCP server active property and set it to true. Okay, so next we have to write code. Okay, let's save everything first before we forgot. Click File, Save All, and go to the new folder for the project. Click Save, Save, Save. Alright, so next we have to, let's go back to the design view. We have to write a code to handle the messages that the server will receive. So to handle the messages, you first select the server and go to the events tab here and look for the on execute. Double click on on execute. So this event is triggered whenever the server receives some messages, some packets from the client. And the way we handle it is, we will read whatever is being received and save it in the variable called num receive. So, okay, let's call it num receive. Num receive is the serial key that is sent by the client. So the way we access it is we use this a context object as given by the event handler. A context, and then here we want the connection, and here we want the socket. Not this one, sorry. We want the socket, connection socket, and then we are going to read int32 4-byte integer. Alright, next we are going to test if the number is received. This number here refers to the serial key. If the number received is, here you can set any correct serial key you want. So assuming the correct serial key is 1234, so it's going to test. If it is correct, you change the label status caption to show that the correct serial received, so that we can debug. And then we are going to send the message back to the client to let the client know it's correct. So the way we do it is we are going to send 1, the number 1. So we use the a context object again, the connection, and the socket, and we write So we send 1 back to the client, so that when the client receives 1, the client knows that the serial key is correct. And then there's an else part. The else part is what if the serial key is wrong. If the serial key is wrong, then we are going to change the status. So we just copy and put it here, and then the status we are going to say wrong serial received, so that we can see. And then here we're going to send back 0, meaning wrong serial key. After you're done that, we have to disconnect. So over here we call the A context again, the connection, and then we call the disconnect function to close the connection. So that's it. So now we can build it. Okay, there are 8 errors. Let's see. Alright, so caption. So, okay, I forgot to put this. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, so now the server program is okay. So let's try to start it. And so let's click on start. And so now the Windows asks you whether you want to approve this connection in the firewall. Let's say OK, click allow access. Check on both, allow access. Alright, we can open the command prompt now. Search for command prompt. We are going to test whether the port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is open. So we run the command netstat -tan. TAN means to show all the TCP port and in number form. So that's the meaning of TAN option. And you see here 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's in the listening state. So the server is successfully running. Now we go and test. We can close O1. So this is the one that we just built. Now we run our client. And we are going to enter the wrong serial key first. And you see, it says wrong serial key, and the server also says wrong serial received. And the status still is unregistered. Now let's send the correct serial key. Click activate. And you see, now the status has changed to registered. And the message also shows correct key. And on the server side, you also see correct serial received. Okay, so that's how you build a client-server system for activating the program. So that's all for this session. Thank you very much for watching.